My name is Dennis and welcome to the first ever Black Tie Kitchen Q&A. You have questions, I have answers. Boop. First question, how tall are you? I am 5 foot 10 inches. How old are you? As of this recording, I am 34 years old. Were you ever a mime? No. What is your favorite food to eat? Pizza. Allulose or erythritol, and do I have any gastric issues with allulose or any of the other ones? I absolutely love allulose. I'm actually in the process of testing some Boca Sweet. Erythritol is fine. The one that I completely avoid is xylitol. That one will give you the runs literally for your money. Who is chicken? Chicken is chicken. How long does it take you to make a video? So without the actual recipe development, each video takes me 25 to 35 hours. I know that sounds crazy, but it's development of the story, development of the script, planning the shots, shooting the shots if I have to do retakes, other shots, editing, music, final editing, pictures, recipe, blog posts. So video in its sense, and the video and stuff comes around it, 30 hours. And depending on the type of recipe, that could take days. That pizza one, the last pizza one was, it took a while. Is your ethnicity Cuban? First generation American. Chewy ciabatta bread and cheese scones. Working on. Is kosher salt the same thing as sea salt? No. Kosher salt is basically just salt. Sea salt tends to have some other things in it. For example, the pink Himalayan salt is the big thing now because it has other minerals in it. So no, it's not the same. Kosher salt is literally just sodium chloride. What is your preferred music? Ooh, you're gonna enjoy this one. Across the gamut. I'm talking Miles Davis, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Ella Fitzgerald, salsa music, metal, System of a Down, J. Cole, Biggie, Tupac, Nas, you name it, I listen to it. Hans Zimmer, oh yeah, anything and everything pretty much. I'm trying to convert old baking recipes to use low carb flours. Unfortunately, there is no 1-to-1, which is one of the reasons why this recipe development stuff takes so long. For example, in the pizza one, adding a little bit of oat fiber really just threw off the entire flavor. But in some recipes, oat fiber works really, really well. So it really depends on the recipe, so sorry, there's no 1-to-1. Have I ever had an ant issue? Yes. Worst recipe fail and what was a surprising recipe success? The worst fail I've ever had is macaroons, and I haven't made the video of it because it was an absolute disaster. And the best success was the chicken parm. I knocked that out of the park on the second try. I'm proud of that one. And if you haven't tried it, check out the video, I'll link it down below. Why don't I have a microwave? One, I don't have any microwavable food. The only frozen food I have is basically riced cauliflower. Everything else I have to cook, and that's on purpose. If I had ready-made food, I would be huge. So as a result, I don't have a pantry. I literally have to cook anything that I want to eat, and that helps me stay in line and keep my calories under a certain amount. Am I married? No. Keto Asian recipes. I do want to get into Asian recipes, but there's a lot of Asian food that I haven't tried, so it'd be disingenuous for me to try and replicate them low carb. But I do plan on getting around to it, but COVID kind of put a hamper on a lot of travel, so. Are you a twin or a triplet or a wizard? Xanthan gum and possible substitutions. So xanthan gum is great, but if you haven't used it, it's incredibly potent. Some other ones you can use are guar gum, agar-agar, cornstarch if you're not opposed to it, if you're more low carb than you are keto. So there's a couple of substitutions, but they each have their own weight and value. But I'll be getting into that and some more in some other videos coming up. Why are you so underrated? Better underrated than overrated. Why? That's a good question. Because I think cooking should be fun. Could you do a video on sharpening knives and maintaining scissors shears? I'm planning on this, but this is gonna be more a learn along with me. I am deathly afraid of sharpening my knives and ruining the blades. Although you can't really screw it up too bad, you can always start from scratch, kind of like a cast iron. It's still kind of terrifying. but I am gonna do that eventually. Are you an actor? What is your profession? What was your career before YouTube? And do I have a day job? What do I do? So I am not an actor. I have no formal training at all in theater or anything. I was never involved in any of that stuff. For my profession, I actually work in software. I lead a very talented group of individuals across the globe to develop business software. And it's still my day job. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't support me. Much thank you to my patrons on Patreon for helping me offset the cost of all this cooking and crazy passion of mine. What do you do for fun outside of YouTube? Do I get offended when someone compares my show to Good Eats? Not at all. I am honored I'm even considered in that same realm. I'm a huge fan of Good Eats, huge fan of Alton Brown, and just, yeah, that's amusing. I want to make cooking fun and do just what that show did for me, do it for others, especially the low carb and keto realm. Are you going to diversify from keto recipes? At this point in time, I don't believe I'm going to do anything else. If I do diversify, it would still be in the healthy food realm. It may not be, it's not going to be high carb, it may not be keto, but it will definitely be at least low carb. The reason I'm on this channel doing what I do is because I needed to do it for myself. So I definitely don't see that happening anytime soon. A lot of you had questions about if I'm actually keto, when I'm on, a lot of you guys had questions if I'm actually on keto, why keto, most influential experiences. So if you go back to my videos, I did used to do non-low carb, non-keto videos, and it was around the apple crisp episode. I remember having 6 pies that I had to eat because I had no one to share them with and just feeling like absolute shit. I was powerlifting at the time, so I was consuming a lot of calories, but I didn't feel good. And around that time is when I did some blood work and my A1C is elevated, so I decided I needed to change what I was doing. And that's based on family history and that whole gamut. So that's pretty much when I transitioned into keto low carb. I've done keto, I've done carnivore, I've had good success on both, but I am more in the low carb realm because I eat so much that it'd be really, really, really restricted for me to do keto, and just for my mental sanity, I'm basically more in the low carb. Thing is, most of the recipes I make are actually keto friendly. So if that answers that question, if not, let me know down below if you want more answers. Who is the narrating voice? Let's ask him.
I am the narrator, and although some of you may think I have changed over time, I am in fact the same live person. I simply choose to remain anonymous.
Thank you guys for submitting your questions. I hope these answer your questions. Let me know down below what else you would like to see me tackle in terms of videos. I really appreciate you guys watching and support. Thank you so much. We passed the 25,000 subscriber mark. It truly means a lot to me. I never thought I'd be here doing a sort of comedy cooking show, but it was always a dream of mine, and you guys are helping me live it. So thank you so much, and see you around. First question is, how tall are you? I am 5 foot 10 inches. I recorded this like 6 times just to my height. It's been a while since I've talked to the camera. First question is, how tall are you?